So, I am not Fiona. At least not today, or this morning. Thank you so much for coming. Sorry, I'll stand in front of the mics because then, if you need it, you maybe hear me better. Thank you for coming. I came with my colleague on the train this morning, but my other colleague stayed over in the college, and it turns out they stayed in Hogwarts. We'd been here 3 minutes, and the first thing they showed us was the dining hall. So I'm feeling like I missed out. I got Great Western Railways coffee instead. Anyway, so Mayden's been around for about 22 years now. I haven't been with them for that whole period of time. But we've really started to develop a mission to develop tools to support clinicians and administrators within mental health services of all types to do whatever it is they do, but not worry about a lot of the administrative tasks that are required, but to focus really on the really important business of looking after whoever it is that's in need. Children, adults, young people. And to do that, we work with a whole variety of different types of organisations. So you can see here we work with both the NHS mental health trusts, we work with large national charities, but we also really find ourselves working and supporting smaller specialist, local, third sector organisations and charities and the like. So our mission is really to use technology to help support people's well-being and doing that through the people that are delivering the services itself. So we believe there are opportunities for digital tools in the right place, of the right type, that have been designed in the right way to really play a part, to add to the human engagement that lots of services use. It's not a replacement for in many situations. It's just another tool in a box that can support a variety of different ways of engaging with whoever it is you're working with. And this conference is clearly about children and young people. I met Aisha Rahim last week. She was at the Digital Health Rewired conference. She is really quite a key player within digital mental health within NHS England now, but has also worked within Surrey and Borders for quite some time too. One of the things that's clearly true at the moment, and I'm going to ask you a question in a second. The opportunities that digital provide are not to replace anything, but to support different people along the pathway that comes into care. Can you put your hand up if you actually work in a service at the moment and deliver, work in a service that is delivering healthcare? Great. How many people of you have got vacancies? How many of the services have got vacancies? How many of the services would like more people involved in involved in the delivery of care? It's true, there is anybody working with CAMS and children and young people's services, it's blindingly obvious that there are not enough people to go around. The requirements to be considered for services have got harder and harder. My wife's a GP, so I do hear of some of the difficult stories about the people that need help, but there just isn't the staff to be able to deliver it. So what is also true is if you delay that care, as is often is the case to reach the barriers to get in, you're now dealing with something more serious. And if that goes on for too long, it becomes more embedded within the child, the young person, and that's almost certainly going to lead to more serious or more long-term mental health conditions further down the line. So to be able to deliver treatment earlier in different ways you will see a variety of different kinds of engagements through the people that are here today, but there's clearly more on the market as well. Because if we can start to support people earlier, I believe it will make a difference, not just now and today, but in the longer term as well. And over the last 5 years, at least, I've been working for Mayden for 14, but it's been clear that over the last 5 years in particular, there's been a real growth in the tools that are available, in the, I guess in the awareness of what is possible within trusts and organisations, and more acceptance that digital tools play a part in the delivery of care. I think initially there was a degree of fear and anxiety about what it would do and whether it was a deviation from the gold standard of one-to-one care. But actually when you start to talk to young people, they've always been quite accepting of it, and that's increasingly the case today. So Mayden, particularly over the last 5 years, has been working really closely with vendors of different types. We are ourselves not ever going to try and develop a self-help course. There are too many other people doing it a lot better than we would. But what we really are interested in is connecting and partnering with organisations that do that well. And that's exactly why we brought along a group of different types today for you to have a chat. Please do go and talk to them. Most of them are really nice. And they're very friendly. And you've got plenty of time in the break and over lunch to do that. Are we offering lunch? Right, there's lunch, so you can have a good chat with them over lunch. So iaptus, over the last 4 or 5 years, I believe we were one of the first systems in the country to actually connect digital platforms with the electronic patient record. Prior to that, and if you don't have that, really you've got like silos, you've got buckets of information that don't talk to each other, and who wants that? It's an extra step from a clinician's point of view to have to log in to one system, your clinical system, and then separately go and log in to another, and then if you've got information in there that needs to be in there, Control-V, Control-X is not a way to do it. We needed to develop what's called an API, or just a way of smooshing the data into another system, and we did that through PRISM, which was actually a piece of development work that was funded through what's called the Small Business Research Initiative, SBRI. It's one of the best things that the UK research bodies have funded and has supported a lot of digital tools developments over the last 5-6 years in particular. But today, iaptus, through PRISM, through the API that was developed there, now talks to 30 different platforms and types of tools. And as you see, many of them are here today. So go and talk to them over lunch. I don't know if all of you here that work in services already use iaptus, so here's a quick advert. It's really good. We've worked really hard to make your life a bit easier, and sometimes we manage it. So you can see there a bit of a journey. I mean, some of you will look at those and be familiar with just the process, the task in your current system. So the journey here is really right from the beginning, where a patient has got a need, and they might want to engage with a website that you've got saying what you can do and how you can help, but now how do you get them in? So an online referral form, great, brings the data straight through into the clinical system without having to move it from an email or anything else. And we'll look up the NHS number en route and match it with a patient that you've got already. Or maybe you might want to use something like WISA that's got a chatbot at the front end to be able to pull the data in and then engage somebody as well. That's good. Go talk to them. They've only just turned up. They were a bit late, but don't hold that against them. Now once you book them in, and registered them, maybe you now want to send them an appointment. So this is a tool we're currently rolling out across all of our adult services, and later this year we'll be doing the same with children's as well. So being able to offer a child or their parent an opportunity to book their appointment that from a suitable slot that's available that fits with them. I mean, that saves time. It also means that you can more likely fill your slots that have been cancelled at the last minute without too much extra effort. Being able to send automated text messages. I mean, Amazon does it, and it does it for a reason. There's a reason that they keep you up to date about your order and whether it's been picked and packed and whether it's about to turn up around the corner in 4 stops time, as I had on Monday and Tuesday and Friday, actually. But we've done RCTs with the Behavioural Insights group, and patients, young people, are more likely to turn up, more likely to engage if they're kept up to date with the progress of the referral, particularly if there's long wait times. Who wouldn't? I mean, it's normal. So iaptus can do that too. Outcomes, SDQs and RCADs, they're really long forms if you do the full one. So being able to do that ahead of time, a day or so before the appointment, iaptus can help you with that. We've got integrated video appointments, sending letters to GPs rather than sticking them in the post. Why not just whiz them straight into the patient record in the GP system? We can do that too. If you don't want to print and fold your own letters, we can do that too. So we can save you a lot of time in all of the stuff that's really just admin. It's not the care process. You're there to do the care process, and we'll try and help with the other bits. There was a really interesting report, and I think we've got a QR code to it if you come to our stand, but if not, go Google it anyway. It was put together by people smarter than us. The Pan Sussex Children and Young People's Mental Health Digital Review. It said a whole bunch of things, but the biggest takeaway is children want digital tools. They don't want digital routes. I don't know if my kids are a bit weird, but they've all got phones and none of them ever use it. I mean, they use the phone a lot, but they never... You need to give them an anaesthetic before you can even encourage them to ring their best mate on the phone. You need 15 preparatory text messages or Snapchat messages before you can agree a time and it's okay to ring them. So why is it surprising that they want to engage in digital tools before and during and after the appointment? It's not really. And Snapchat, I don't get Snapchat. I mean, I don't do much around messaging to start with, but it's a really important tool that is part of their everyday life now. Online support over the pandemic, I mean, that was a massive accelerant to the use of digital. I didn't think the NHS had ever used Teams for more than 2 meetings a week. I can't get them off it now. If I try and invite myself to go and see them, no, we're not in the office, not at the moment. So if any of you here like real face-to-face meetings, and you know, not just for its own sake, there's got to be a reason for it, of course. But if you would like, we'd love to chat. We'd love to come see you. I've not been to Oxford in ages. It's nice to be able to come out. But face-to-face meetings are now really on the decline in lots of places, and video's taken over, or Teams meetings have taken over. And it's no surprise that that's a great way of engaging with kids these days. Either on text, instant messenger, or video, and lots of the providers and platforms that are here today just increase your ability to be able to do that. So what I loved about this report was its real engagement with kids and what they need. And I think I can make lots of assumptions, but I'm clearly wrong because I've proved it with my teenagers on a daily basis. So to be able to co-design interventions, platforms, routes to engage with them has been really fabulous to see that that's going on. And even talking with Xyla as an example, they've just launched their platform today, I think it is. And go and watch their little video. It's great. But it's clearly engaged and designed with with children in mind, and the more we can do that, the more likely we are to provide successful interventions. So I'm really pleased you came along today. What we are thrilled to be able to do is add to the portfolio of webinars that we've been rolling out and doing a live face-to-face one. Please enjoy the coffee and the croissants. Please go and talk to people. Use it as an opportunity now you're out to have real-life conversations with a group of really passionate and interested people that may be able to support you with something that you're doing in your practice today. And at the end of it all, we're here to try and support young people in new ways, in ways that allow them to engage with the service, that keep them engaged and provide early interventions where possible. So if we're not doing that, please do let us know. We've got a great agenda of people here today, and I'm really pleased that you're able to give up your time. So thank you very much for coming along.